Respected delegates, dear friends, and dear brothers and sisters. First, I would like to thank Dr. Vikranji for allowing me to share what I am focusing for the last 3 years. Before coming here, I did not know you, but for the next 3 days, I look forward to knowing more about you and about your organization. Our topic in this session is ecology, and the urgent priorities in ecology are three. First, the climate crisis. Second, the massive destruction of biodiversity. And my daily concern is also the implementation on the ground of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of 2030 Agenda of United Nations. In particular, the first two SDGs, number one, end poverty in all its forms everywhere, and number two, end hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. With friends, we created in 2020 the French NGO SDG Champion France, which we want to deploy gradually in all countries. In this initiative, we discover many existing initiatives to combat the climate crisis and the massive destruction of biodiversity. But we found that all these organizations and their teams work in silos. Recently, there is a starting movement in the Western business, which will become, in a couple of years, a new mega trend. This is to make regenerative business universal. So, all the companies will become regenerating companies like living beings. As we are a partner of AXA Climate, a subsidiary company of AXA Insurance Group, which is the second European one. I just want to briefly quote Antoine Denoy, AXA Climate CEO. For companies to succeed in their continuous adaptation, they must become living systems and follow the laws that apply to them. This movement is what we call regenerations. It affects all aspects of the enterprise, from its business model and its offering to its culture and organization. Companies become the ecosystems that allows each of the living systems that constitute it: employees, shareholders, customers, suppliers, local communities, the earth with its natural resources, etc. A regenerated company is not viewed through an organizational chart and the lens of control, but through an ecosystem and the lens of vitality. Now, I want to invite you all to go straight to the point. Today, it's not at all about me and about my activities. It's all about us. It's all about the whole mankind and the future generations. It's all about the earth and nature. It's all about life on the soil and in the ocean. It is crystal clear that as individuals, we cannot solve the world problems and meet the global issue. Therefore, we must all together cross the tipping point, change the paradigm, jump the quantum leap, and create altogether the momentum. We urgently need to become all leaders. And first, we urgently need to become courageous decision makers, to take courageous decisions. And after that, we will become also bold leaders to take bold actions. The question is, how do we proceed to become decision makers and leaders? In analogy with a tree, decision makers and leaders, we need authenticity. Authenticity is the root. We need also to cultivate legitimacy as the trunk of the tree. And authority or credibility, among others, this is the branches, the leaves, the flowers, and the fruit. And we never confuse authority with authoritarianism. To become better and to grow, gradual progression is the rule. First, we are a lion cub. Then we become a lion. And further, let's become great lions. And after that, wise lions together for the world. What I say may seem theoretical and conceptual, but it's really real life. We do our best to bring real benefits to real people in real life. So, practically speaking, how do we start? Let's connect mindfully to our heart and not only to our brain. In the deepest of our heart is our fundamental goodness, which is the source of infinite love. A usual misunderstanding is that love is considered as a weakness. I say that in the West, for more than 55 years, I live in the West. I was born in Vietnam, but more than half a century, I am a French citizen. So, love can be misunderstood as a weakness. But, as Sophia said, we add force to love. Love with force means also courage and audacity. We believe in diversity, in unity. All human beings are equal in rights and in duties, but they are never identical clones. Each human being is unique, original, and singular. He has an identity, a place, and a mission, with a personal truth which determines the path of life. Above all, each of us enjoys free will and the sense of responsibility. Because of the problems and challenges of our world, we need an impactful plea and a unifying paradigm. As love is innate to all of us, Sophia's love force message can be understood by all human beings. But love truly and be truly loved are issues for many people because of the harshness of life and eco-anxiety. Love force is needed right now to practice inner peace and to finally build world peace. The true realization of oneness of humanity is the performative tipping point to enter a new era of solidarity, sobriety, and benevolence versus current violence, greed, and selfishness. In our 21st century, the biggest idea for us is to become like David, but without Goliath. We have no enemies to fight. We oppose evil deeds, but we are not at war with other human beings. The contemporary Goliath is not human. It represents the gigantic problems and challenges of our damaged world. Together, we have to move forward towards this allegorical Goliath with the same confidence, the same strength, the same courage, and the same determination as the young shepherd David. I want to remind us that determination, perseverance, and great continuous efforts are necessary to successfully solve the problems and meet the challenges of our time. Contrary to the saying that love is blind, true love is clarity and lucidity. It is wisdom that enlightens and inspires. Its source is fundamental goodness. It is like a jewel of light which shines spontaneously and naturally, just like our heart, which beats spontaneously and naturally. With love, wisdom, force, courage, audacity, we realize that humanity is one big family. We must take care of each other. We also have to take care of the earth, which is our common home and our only home. Let's build together for future generations a better, peaceful, and happy world where all human beings will enjoy freedom in peace and security. Last but least, I would like to share with you something that I would say it's off the record. What I realized this afternoon here is I feel in you the confidence about the future. I feel your optimism. I feel life in you with vitality. As I mentioned at first, for more than 55 years, I live in France and Europe. And people in Europe are frustrated, they are angry, they are afraid of a future, they are scared by the disaster to be coming. So, what I discovered this afternoon is for me very amazing. And I feel a lot of joy to share with you what I really feel this afternoon. And really, I look forward to meeting you these 3 days. And I think that one Earth, one family, one future. We are ready, Sophia and me, we are ready and we are very motivated to be part of an international alliance for this motto, this mantra, but this implementation, not on the ground, as I say, but to cultivate it in the heart of each human being. Thank you very much for your kind attention.